iPhone 5s disassembly, screen replacement and repair. If you are replacing a badly cracked screen, cover it in sticky tape before starting. First, turn your phone off and remove the SIM tray by pushing your SIM removal tool into the hole circled below. If you don't have the SIM removal tool, use something like a paperclip. Next, remove the 2 pentalobe screws, circled below. Now attach a suction cup near the bottom of the screen, as shown below. If your screen is cracked, try and place the suction cup in an area which isn't damaged, but note that removal of the screens needs to start at the bottom end. Pull the suction cup up and you should lift the screen enough to allow you to get the edge of a plastic tool under the edge of the screen, as pictured below. Lever up both bottom corners of the screen. Lift the screen up slightly and you'll see the ribbon cable for the home button. See the next stage for a close-up image. To disconnect this cable, carefully lever up from the point shown below, using a flat-head screwdriver. Be very careful not to damage this cable, because although it is inexpensive to replace, the fingerprint recognition feature will not work with the replacement part. With the home button cable disconnected, lift the screen up and you'll see a metal cover held in place by 4 screws. Remove these screws and the metal cover, the ME shield. Make sure the screws go back in the same position they were removed from, particularly the top right screw, which is non-magnetic. You now have access to 3 ribbon cables from the screen. Only 2 are visible at first. Each of these cables has a plug and socket-like connection, so lever each up. Away from the circuit board below you can see the screen, separated from the rest of the phonetto. Remove the home button. Start by removing the 2 screws circled below. Below is a close-up of the 2 screws. Once you have removed the 2 screws, you'll have access to a 3rd screw, circled below. Remove this screw and the metal plate which sits behind the home button. The metal plate has now been removed. To remove the home button, first apply some heat from a hot air gun or hairdryer to soften the adhesive holding it in place. Pay particular attention to the cable indicated by the arrow, as this is quite well stuck down. Be very careful not to damage this cable when you remove the home button, because although it is inexpensive to replace, the fingerprint recognition feature will not work with the replacement part. Now push the home button though from the front of the screen. If the part is stuck, apply more heat and carefully push the part free. Do not use force. The home button and cable are now free. If you are replacing the screen but your new screen does not come with the earpiece, front-facing camera, proximity sensor, then you'll need to remove them from your old screen. To remove the earpiece, remove the 2 screws circled below, then lift the part free. The earpiece and its metal cover are now free. Next, remove the 5 circled screws. Detach the flex ribbon cable for the front-facing camera and proximity sensor. First, apply some heat with a hot air gun or hairdryer for around 30 seconds, which will soften the adhesive holding it in place. Then use a plastic tool to carefully lift the cable free from the point indicated by the arrow below. Be careful as this cable is easily damaged. Lift the metal heat shield away from the back of the screen. The front-facing camera and proximity sensor will still be connected to the heat shield, but if you wish to remove this part, simply peel back the black sticker indicated by the arrow. The front-facing camera and proximity sensor are now free. If you only want to replace the screen, you don't need to follow the guide any further. Simply reattach the parts to your new screen and reverse the whole procedure for reassembly. If you've found this disassembly guide useful, please support formimobile.co.uk and order the tools and parts you need from our site. We ship worldwide. Continue following the rest of the guide for complete disassembly of your iPhone 5s. To disconnect the battery, first remove the 2 screws circled below and lift the metal cover away. Now disconnect the cable indicated below. This cable has a plug and socket-like connection, so lever up, away from the circuit board. The battery is held in place by two adhesive strips on the underside of the battery. To remove the adhesive strips, there is a pull tab, indicated by the screwdriver below. To remove the battery, first cut the pull tab in the middle, where the arrow below indicates. You'll then have a pull tab for the left side of the battery and a pull tab for the right side.